I don't know if I'm streaming or not. Let's see if I can fucking hear myself though. There's my okay. For God's sakes. I swear, I'm such a dork. La la. It's alright though. Whatever. la la. Your channel. I wonder if you can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna go into the other room and see if you can hear it this time. You can. Okay. Such a dork. Yeah, I just streamed for an hour and you couldn't fucking hear me. Whatever. I talk to myself all the time anyway. It doesn't matter. So it's not that big of a deal. Alright, there we go. We're not echoing. So I'm writing a letter. I'll go back to my letter. And I won't, like, I got a bunch of stuff I talked about though, so I'll talk about it tomorrow when you can actually hear me. I swear to God, I'm such a dork. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my letter though. I'm writing a letter to this dude I met online who is really, really well. I'll read you the letter. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, here we go. All right. So here's this letter I'm writing. I met this guy Will online, and I was thinking. I've talked about a lot of stuff tonight that didn't go out there, but I'm tired of being by myself. And he when I met him, he was like, I'm busy. I got a lot going on. I'd like to get together with someone once a week, and if we make a connection to that. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he pretty quickly started talking about like women, menopausal women not wanting sex and da da. And I'm just like, okay. And he was like, I just don't want to be. What am I smelling? I'm not cooking anything, am I? Someone must be cooking. Anyway, he was like, I don't want to be in another one of those relationships. I want to, I don't want to be in a non-sexual relationship. And I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever, we're good. I'm good with that. And so, but he's busy. He says, I'm busy. I'm getting my doctorate. Da, 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 I work. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand that too. Right. And so we were going to meet. And I said to him, well, I did. I asked him, I said, and I'm joking with them, but kinda. I mean, I was getting off work. I was like, well, I can finish my work day where you're at this week, on this day, on Thursday. And I said, so should I come as a schoolgirl, I don't know, a office woman, or I don't know what I said, something like that. And because I've deleted all of our texts, right? And so he's like, well, come as yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's crap shot. It depends on the day who I'm going to be. And I don't know. So then the next night, he said something about me thinking is boring. And so I called him, which I shouldn't have done. I'd been drinking, which I've been drinking, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I called him and I said, no, I don't think you're boring at all. And he's like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, really, I don't think you're boring. And he's like, okay, well, I don't know what he was doing. And I'm like, I don't know if he was working or what, but he answered his phone. If he was, I don't know, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Until then the next day he blew me off. So then, this is a couple weeks ago. So then the other night I get it, or the other morning, I woke up in the morning and there was a hand waving on my phone. And I'm like, and I looked it up and I'm like, who was William? Who's William? I'm trying to remember because I've talked to a couple of people, a couple of men online that I've met through Match, but not. I was trying to remember if it was two. When I met, like we went and had a drink and I left. He kept excusing himself, and the third time he did it, I just left. I got in my car and left. I'm like, you've excused yourself like three fucking times in the middle of my conversation. So either I'm embarrassing you or I'm making you really uncomfortable, or although I was really not in a good way. So I'm sure that's part of it. But anyway, whatever. But I wasn't quite sure. And then I realized who it was. So I waved back and I was like, oh, hi back. And he immediately starts talking about sex again. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Because he said he's on a spiritual journey. And I'm like, maybe I can learn something from this dude. And right now, I would love to have someone in my life, but I don't know that I'm, what? But I am not balanced. I believe that as humans, we need to have sex. I'm just saying, and I went a long time without it, and I'm unbalanced. I think in order to be balanced, you have to have affection, and you have to have all right. And I've got none, no affection, none, zero, big fat fucking zero going on. Well, I've got dogs. Never mind. Okay, I got dogs. It's not the same. It's not what I'm looking for. But I mean, we're learning to sleep in a dog pile. It's, I'm learning to, have the dogs. Like, I can probably sleep with the dude, but I wouldn't mind anyway. I'm missing affection. And so I was like, well, if this guy's on a spiritual journey, maybe we can connect. Maybe, oh, did I say that? I think I did. I hope I did. Oh, I did. Okay, I did. Because I was thinking maybe, I don't know. Like, yes, I would love to find a partner for the rest of my life. That is my ultimate fucking goal here. I want to find a partner, male. I've thought about it. I've thought about women. I just don't. I can't see me with a woman for the rest of my life as far as a partner like that. Like, I like men. I am heterosexual. you know, I've been with women, but I prefer. And my ultimate goal is to have a male partner for the rest of my life, right? But I don't know that I'm in a place for that right now because I'm still not centered, right? But I think in order for me to find my center, and I need to get balance. And I think in order to have balance as this human, I hate calling myself human, fucking hate it, but a part of this earth, a species on this earth, I need to have that interaction as well to be balanced, right? I need to have physical, sexual, passionate interactions with another human, preferably male probably, in order to be okay, right? And I'm not having that. So I cannot get balance. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe with this dude, I can just do that and let the other shit drop away because I don't, no matter how much I want, don't need that other the other part that goes with having a partnership right now in my life. So, which sucks because I really want it, but I'm just not there. I know I'm trying, but I'm not there. And admitting, I have to admit that I'm not there. But anyway, so I'm thinking this might work out. But then this dude seems to have this superior fucking attitude that, he as soon as I said, because I was like, well, school girl, and he's like, well, whoever, and I'm like, well, it's a crap shot who it's going to be, and then I called him and told him, and he blew me off, and then he does this text thing, and then he's like, he says to me, I'm going to say what he said to me, and it's pretty brash, and it's like, and I'm kind of like, and so I'm writing him a letter because I think that I have a whole fucking lot to offer. And I think that regardless of the fact that my teeth are fucked up, that's the only thing about me that really bothers me a lot is my teeth, right? I think that, yeah, the skin on my stomach bothers me, but not like my teeth, right? I always said I would, like, at some point in my life, have these nice teeth that I was going to do that, right? And it's like, through meth and through bulimia and through alcoholism and through spending more money on other people than I did on myself, I let them go. And I thought that I would be able to do that and fix them at this point in my life. Well, now I'm barely got enough to fucking eat, and to feed the dogs, which, okay, I get that I have 4 dogs. That's my fault. But what am I supposed to do with them? I mean, it's this didn't work out like planned. I can't just leave them out in the field somewhere, and you know what I mean. They're my responsibility, so they come. Whatever, I will get my teeth fixed. It's something I'm gonna do, but that's the only thing that really. And it's funny because I've noticed, like, I know it affects the way people look at me, and that's okay. I mean, it's not though, because I will get them fixed. I will get them fixed. I am. It's anyway. Beside the point, it's back to William. I'm sorry, I went off on my teeth just because they bother me a lot. But it bothers me a lot. Anyway, so I'm writing a letter to this guy because it's like he reached out to me again. I talked to him a little bit, and then I'll read you in the letter what happened, because I'm just like, you know what, I regardless of the faults that I find in myself, the one fault that, oh, I find a lot, but the one that the rest of them are just like whatever, that's just me. This is the one that really bothers me, is my teeth. Other than that, I'm a fucking, I think, awesome catch. Like, I would love to date me if I was a dude. I would date me. So I would like to be a rich dude and date me and fix my teeth for me. That's what I'd like, because I know I'm worth it, right? I know who I am. I know what I am. I know when I'm alone and I feel happy and I feel free and I don't feel pressure from anybody, how much fun and how loving and how much I am, right? And people don't see that. No, well, I'm alone, so how would they? you know, it's funny though, but I know. I need to put my phone camera in my car. Of course, this job's ending soon. I don't want to talk about that. Okay, so anyway, I wrote this dude a letter because my renters are moving. I'm so happy. Oh my god, I'm so fucking happy. It's hard for me to live with somebody who, like, they have sliding glass window doors, and I go out and I play in the driveway with my dogs and stuff, and I have to go past their windows to get up the stairs. And I mean, I don't know that they, like, she put the curtains up, and then she put a tapestry over those curtains to that window, and like, and it wasn't like that when they first moved in, but it's, to me, it's like, either either way you look at it, for me, it's totally like, I mean, she put up a wall where there wasn't a wall. I don't like walls, though. Maybe that's the thing. It just felt like they were trying to block me out, and it's my house. You know what I mean? It's like, and it was gradual. It was more like when I don't know. It just felt really isolating, and I didn't really like it. Like, there's windows there. Don't block them and make them into a wall. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It just seemed weird. I didn't like it. Well, actually, that didn't bother me. Well, it did though. It bothered me. I felt like it did. It bothered me a lot. I hope that the next dude that moves in there doesn't put up blankets and pillows and shit over the windows. Actually, I don't think that bothered me as much as just the way the actions, like the sitting in the car and waiting until I got into the house before they got out of the car. Or one time I was standing up on the patio talking to her boyfriend, and he looked down. She was over here where I couldn't see her, but he looked down and I could tell he was looking at her. Mid sentence, he stopped talking to me and walked over to her. You know, he brought dog food up one time. FedEx always leaves dog food down at the bottom of the stairs, and I haul it up the 40-pound boxes. And one time, one time he brought it up and told me, and then they've lived here a year, and so twice he's brought it up. One time he brought it up and told me, and the next time he brought it up and I thanked him, and he texted me back and he's like, "I swear I didn't do anything, I promise." And I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" I mean, I don't expect him to carry my dog food upstairs because I'm responsible for my shit and I can haul that 40 pounds up the stairs. Even at 59, I can haul that shit up and it doesn't even really wind me. I'm fine, right? But the help was appreciated, especially because they're in their 20s. But the fact that he's like, "I swear I did nothing," it's like, okay, what the fuck? Because I know FedEx didn't do it. They never, in the whole year, the only time it's come up those stairs is the one time that he said he brought it, and the other time I thought he brought it. Other than that, FedEx does not bring. They usually don't even take it to the bottom of the stairs. They drop it off down here in the carport. They don't even go as far as the fucking stairs. They walk up a little hill. I mean, come on, we all know these guys work hard. So anyway, all right. So this is, I don't know. It just, and then she had her dad's like voter registration card sent to my house. What the fuck? Your dad doesn't live here. Your dad does not live here. Do not have his voter shit sent to my house without even talking to me about it. Who does that? Well, clearly they do. See, those kinds of things, even though I don't want to judge anybody, that to me is very entitled. It's entitlement. And I don't want that in my life at all. So I'm so glad they're leaving. I hope this next person that they suggested, I think he'll be okay. We'll see. I don't know. Sell my house and live in a fucking bus. Okay, so here's my letter to William because this is what William pulled on me the other day. He like I sent him this picture. I showed it earlier. I'll show it. It's not a bad pic, and it's not. It's not like it's. Let me make sure I can still hear me. Uh oh, what's happening? I just screamed for an hour and you couldn't fucking hear me. Okay, stop. Anyway, this is way behind. Anyway, so I sent him this picture, and for me, it is an art form. That said, let me find it. La la la. This. So I sent him this picture of me. That's it, right there. In the morning, I'm like, here's this picture of me sitting here, shoulders, legs. It's not. It's a picture. It's not like. I mean, it's a little suggestive, but it's not bad, right? It's not. I don't find that to be. Anyway, so I send him that picture. So then he sends me a text and he's like, do you want a dick pic? And I'm like, sure, that might help. I've been satisfying myself lately, so maybe a dick pic. And then I start thinking about it, and I get to work, and I like texting back, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know that a dick pic's really a good idea. I mean, in the moment it sounded okay, and then I'm like, no, I don't want your dick pic. I don't even know you. You know what I mean? It's like, how? Well, okay, which one of us gets pleasure from that? Although, I mean, my picture is art to me. That's not a dick pic. I don't know. I see a difference in that and a dick pic. I just do. I'm sorry. Because after that, he sent me a picture of him with a towel around his neck, which I thought was really cool. I just got out of the shower. I'm like, oh, cool. But anyway, so I was like, no, I don't want a dick pic from you. So then he texted me back. I've deleted the texts because that's what I do. If I don't want to, like, I didn't know that I was going to be able to contact him again, but I was able to pull him up again and match, which I'm glad because I want to send this letter to him because this is what happened. So then after he texted me again and we started talking again, and then he asked me if I wanted to pick, and I'm like, no. And I said, no. And I said, he goes, up to you. And I said, well, I don't want you to be mortified when we meet. And you'd be like, oh my God, I sent this woman a dick pic, right? And he's like, oh no. He's like, and this is what he said, and I'm sorry because this is vulgar. So I'm sorry. This is what he said to me. He said, well, if I picture myself sucking on your clit while I'm jamming my finger into you, I could send you a heart on that you would not believe. That's what he said to me, right? I've talked to this guy three times, three times. And I'm like, and I was like, oh Lord, I'm at work was what I sent to him first. And then I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about sex, and I sent him some emojis of some stuff, right? I think it was lips and water splash and fire. That's what I sent him, those three emojis. And he sent me back, he goes, well, send me a pic. And I was like, a pic of what? And he's like, a pic of you masturbating. And I'm like, oh, you want Samantha to come out, huh? Well, Samantha is for very special people. And he's like, I would like to meet Samantha. And I said, Samantha is very amazing, right? And then he says, I gotta go to work. I'm like, okay. Or he said, I have to stop it. Fuck. You guys, I'm sorry, but they do that. Like that he looks at him and he growls and they'll do that. hours. And it's like, I don't want to hear that. The noise bugs me. I shouldn't let it. It's it's annoying though. Anyway, he's like, I have, because he's in school, right? He's getting his doctorate in business or some shit like that. I don't know what he is, but anyway, he's like, oh well, I have to go to, I'll have to pick up this chat later. I have to go to work, or no, I have to put out a paper and go to read sport. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I have heard nothing, right? So the next day, and I'm grateful that I was like, dude, you know what? No, I'm not just gonna send you a pic. What? What? Thankfully, I didn't. I didn't really think about it. Actually, I was like, no. But I mean, I'm grateful that I didn't, because had I, and then he blew me off, I'd really feel like shit. But anyway, so the next day I sent him a text and I said, not only am I Donine and Samantha, but I am also the damn bug. He keeps getting away from me. I'm like, not only am I Donine, I'm Samantha, and I'm Chazelle, Shay, Rising Dawn, Artistic. Actually, it is. I know I keep clearing my throat. I am Chazelle, Shay, Rising Dawn, Artistic Expressions and Affirmation Station in the recognition of you, baby. I love that part. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, of course, I sent it to him in text, and I said, "Not you as in you, but you as in the word you." And then I was like, "It sounds a lot better when I say it." Well, he hasn't responded, and he hasn't sent me, and nothing. And it's like, so we text a little bit, and then I talk about who I am, and you blow me off, and then you get drunk. That's what he said. He said I was drunk and horny, and I'm like, okay, I understand that. Whatever, let's. I would like to meet you and see if we could vibe, right? I mean, I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, right? It's like, okay, well, I know what world we live in these days, and I understand. I've been on this dating site for a year, and I see how these people are, and I'm not getting out. I've tried to meet a guy like that was doing yard work, and he surfs and stuff, and that didn't work. I'm bummed because he was a cute little dude, but I don't know if it just didn't happen. It's like we didn't talk. Maybe I'll see him again. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He might be my prince in shining armor that I would tell William about at some point, because he said to me, he was like, well, what I would like to do is just have a relationship where we can have dinner, hook up, and then if you find your Prince Charming, let me know. And I'm like, cool, I'm good with that. And then he blew me off. It's like, whatever. Because I don't even think he really wants to have dinner. He doesn't want to fucking talk to anybody. He just wants to fuck someone. I'm not going to be your fuck. Sorry. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's part of what I said. Anyway, then he blows me off again after he talks about jamming his finger. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, so I wrote him this letter. I'm going to read it. Okay. I don't even know if I'm streaming right or not. I tried it for 2 hours and did it wrong. I love it when I do that. It's awesome. I don't care. I talk to myself all the time anyway. It's not like it's different. Me. Am I live? No, go away. Back. Go back. Live. I am live. Cool. You can actually hear me. Do I have my. Oh, don't tell me I'm echoing. I hope I'm echoing because. Okay, that's. Okay. I hope the reason that I'm echoing was because I was just listening to myself. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so this is my letter to William because he's turd. All right. And I'm. What time is it? Whatever. Okay. Sorry, drink my tea. I should probably resist my impulses to send this tonight because I know in the middle of the night I'll think of more to say. Because I might sleep tonight though if I get this out. Okay, I need to date this. I'm gonna do this. I'm not doing. I'm just gonna go. God, I wish I could remember how to do this correctly. Whatever. Okay. All right. I don't need to give him a business letter. Whatever. Okay. Well, it's going to go on Match anyway. I don't have his email address. Okay. So, William, I will start by saying in no way is this meant to be critical. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it's not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you are correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising, with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be false. We are all what we are, and we are all amazing in one way or another. But those are things I find to be, well, boring. I understand you're on your. I'm going to actually do this because I want that to be. There we go. And I don't want that to be. Oh, back. Enter. I understand you're on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, I love words. I love words. I have decided I fucking love words so much. I love writing. I love words. I love words. Okay. I understand you are on your. I thought about it the other day when I was working. I was thinking of words. And I'm like, I love words so much. They're just awesome. It's funny. Okay. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In and of itself. I didn't even know it was that, and I thought it was in of itself. And I looked it up today, and I'm like, oh, it's in and of. Oh, in and. I love words. I, I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in my search for self, I should just put, or in your words, my spiritual journey. Okay, there we go. Okay. I understand you're on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. I love that so much. In my search, capital, in my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find those who are balanced in a way that they are not afraid to think outside of themselves. Others who yearn to. We talked about balance, so I needed balance in there, but that's kind of a long sentence, huh? Others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. I understand you're on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find those who are balanced. Period. Balanced in that, there we go. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find those who are balanced in a way that they, who are balanced, let me see, who's, I need to shorten this. There we go. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Hold on. I got it. Okay, there we go. Who are. There we go. Get rid of that. Delete, right? Okay. We talked about balance. I think that you, as I said, I think that you need to have intimacy in your life in order to achieve balance. I don't think that you're balanced if you don't have all of those equal things. And I was missing that shit for a while. I mean, even when I was in a relationship with Mark, there was really not a whole lot of intimacy. It wasn't, there was not the kind of affection that I'm looking for at all. So, anyway, okay. Which there wouldn't be with this either, but with him, I was expecting, like, I was looking for a relationship. If I'm looking for a relationship, I want that. Although I still want that, even if it's just a fling, I don't want to not have that kind of intimacy. Anyway, okay. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves. Others who yearn, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves. Others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, i.e., Samantha, her complete name, I love my sexual self. Her name is Samantha Sophia Bordeaux. I love her. Samantha from Sex and the City, Sophia Loren, and Bordeaux because somebody told me I look like Bridget Bardot one time. That's why. Okay, anyway. I love them. Samantha Sophia Bordeaux. You check out. Okay, I need to redo this. I'm all thinking about that name. Okay, so I, I love Samantha. She's my fun girl. She had a good time with Richard when we went to Seven Feathers. We had fun. That was great. I got I had on this red shirt and these black pants with kind of high boots, not really, just a little bit, but it was raining and my hair was just soaked. And I don't wear makeup, so I don't have to worry about that. But I was running through though my shirt. Oh my god! He's like, "You turned every head in the place." I'm like, "Yeah, because I was soaking wet." And because I felt so good, because I was Samantha, baby. It was nice. It was funny. It was funny. It was funny. It felt good. It felt good to turn every head into place. It felt fucking good. So anyway, especially at almost I'm 50. At the time, I wasn't 59. It was 58. So almost 59. It was nice. I felt good. Anyway, that was Samantha. She's my friend. I like Samantha. I like Shay too, though, and Chazelle. Okay. Anyway. I need to start over. I have to go to sleep pretty quick here too. I have fucking streamed for 2 hours with no sound. I love when I do that. My gosh, I look at my very first turtle up there. Holy, that is hilarious. That's kind of garbage, but oh god, I hope they're moving out tonight. Next couple days. It's gonna be nice. I'm mad. I don't like the fact that she let her dad put his voter registration in my house without even asking me about it. Alright, I was playing with my turtles. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom now. I'll be right back. Then I'll finish my reading my letter to William. What time is it? I have two claims to do tomorrow, but they're toward the ocean. I need to go dance at the ocean. It's been a long time. It's just whenever I leave, I always feel like, I mean, I guess it's on me how I feel, right? Do I still have muscles? They're not bad yet, right? I'm not ruining myself. Oh, they're still there. Kinda, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my letter to William. So, William, I will start by saying, in no way is this meant to be critical. I want to put cruel. Fuck critical. I'm being critical, so I can't say that. UEL or LE? Let's see. Oh, it is EL. Look at me. I think, right? Is that right? Let's define that word. Make sure we're doing the right thing. Define. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. So, William, I will start by saying, in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it's not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you were correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising, with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. Which is not true. I know that sounds pretty mean, though, doesn't it? Does that sound cruel? Well, it's true. That's what I found him to be like. I mean, and I will finish let me finish, okay? I mean, Odin, stop! Okay. So, William, I will start by saying, in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it is not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you were correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising, with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric, which is true. All of that is true. I mean, that's how I thought he was. We didn't talk a whole lot, but it didn't take much for me to figure out all that. Okay, I know what I mean. Okay. It's true though. Okay. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising, with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be false. We are what we are, and we are all amazing one way or another. But those are things I find to be, well, boring. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves, others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, i.e., Samantha, her complete name is Samantha Sophia Bordeaux. You checked, I mean, how many times do you have to slam the car doors, do you think? Like, typically, you would open the door, put all the stuff in, and then shut it once. So far, they've done like eight, but they have a lot of doors. One, two, three, four. I mean, you'd have like six. So, okay. And they just keep slamming car doors. So, William, I will start by. I wonder if there's more people here. Might be helping him move. That might be what it is. It could be. There was last night. Wonder how dirty they're gonna leave it. I made the mistake of telling her she didn't need to clean it, and I'm just like, that's okay. That's okay though. I think it's okay. I need to clear off the patio's a mess. I need to clear off the patio so that when Kyle moves in, although Kyle has volunteered to do yard work, which I'm thankful for, that'll be his space. And if he wants to clean that up, that would be awesome. Because it's like the space on the side of the house is right by their bedroom, and she was here all night and he was here all day. So when was I supposed to clean that space? Right? It's just like, or they were here together, which that's their bedroom area. So, and there was no communication like at all. It felt very hard to communicate with them. Well, they didn't respond. Once they, I get pissed when people don't respond, right? And it's in communication today. Okay, before I read, I have to talk about it today because I talked about it earlier, and that's right, my damn sound was not on. So speaking of communication, I go to a job. It's 25 miles away, which takes me about, well, it took me an hour to get. I went to storage and I cleaned up around storage, and then by the time I got there, it was 50 minutes, right? So I get there. I go inside to clean this place. I lock my car. I set my keys and my phone down inside of the house. I go out for some reason. I go to check the front. Well, I went inside and I put some laundry in and I did some stuff. And I had set my phone down when I first came in. I set my phone and my keys on the kitchen counter. And then I went in and I did put some laundry in the dryers and stuff. And I went out and for some reason I closed the door. Like I went in and I locked the door. And for some reason, and I was going through what couple of the rooms and stuff, and the windows are open, and I'm like, yeah, I started to close them, and I'm like, don't do that, it's too hot, just leave the windows open, don't worry about it right now, you can close them before you leave, right? But and I wanted to do it because I'm always worried that I'm going to forget to close them when I leave, right? So I'm like, no, just don't do it. So I didn't. So then I go outside and I close the door and I go around and I put the lawn chairs how they need to go and make sure the pillows are good. And I go to head to my car to get some of my stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, my keys, because I wear an apron. And I'm like, oh, my keys aren't in my apron. I left them inside the house. So I gotta open the door. Fucking thing's locked. It locks itself. It locks itself, right? It will lock you out. Now, my keys are inside of the house. My phone, my phone that's got the code to get into this house is inside of the house. The door is locked. My car is locked. So any notes I have to get inside of the house are locked in my car. And I'm just standing there going, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, okay. And I thought about it for a second and I remembered not too long ago, well, when I was working at UPS, she said to me, she said that her boyfriend, her fiance, he also works for Wakasa, had locked himself out of a place in Reedsport. And I'm like, how the fuck do you lock yourself out? You know, how does that happen? I don't understand. Because usually there's a key or you have a code and you go in and the door's unlocked and you come in and out and the door's unlocked, right? So I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Now I know how it happens. So I'm just like, great. I know nobody's phone number. I know nobody's phone number who I work with. I don't have keys to my car. I can't get in, right? And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, remember that window that was open that you didn't close? And I'm like, thank you, thank you. So I was able to climb in through the window, right? Because I mean, okay, I'm 25 miles from town, from home. I don't have anybody's phone number that I work with because any information I have on this company is locked in my car and my keys are locked in the house. for a code on a door that locks, right? And so I send this text out. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna let everybody know what's happening just for the next person, because just in case somebody else does this, right? I want to give them a heads up, right? So this is the text I send out, and these are the response. I said, okay, let me see. I said, so I have a question for everybody that's done this clean. The door automatically locks when you go out and close it. Am I correct on that? Because that's what I'm finding today, right? And somebody said, haven't been out there for a while, but some auto lock if the deadbolt inside is horizontal. And I said, oh, I've turned it both ways, and no matter which way you turn it, when you close it, it locks. Just a heads up for the next person. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm finding today, right? And then I hear, yes, it'll lock you out. And I hear, it shut on me and my phone was inside. LOL, no way to get in. And then I hear, yeah, it does it. And I'm like, that's three people and not one fucking person said something. Hello. So I'm like, I mean, three people that it did that to, and nobody fucking said anything, right? Nobody said anything until today when it did it to me, right? And so this is and I say, um, can feel I'm hurting from it, but I say, yeah, today it locked me out, and my phone and keys were inside, and my car was locked. And I do a big face with tears, and I'm like, but thankfully, my higher powers were looking out for me, and I was able to get in, right? And so then I hear, yeah, exact same thing happened to me one day. Glad it wasn't a big ordeal. And I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't a big ordeal for you too. You know, it's like, oh, I had to drive all the way to Coos Bay. Somebody else said, and I'm like, fuck you. I don't know. I was like, my keys were locked in the house. My car was locked. I had no phone. I would have had to walk somewhere. I would have had to call a locksmith to get me into my car. She said more than that. Where did it go? That's not what she said. Yeah, there. Yeah, it did it to me. That's not what she said. She said whatever. Anyway, my key and I was just like, yeah, well, I mean, why didn't anyone say anything? Why didn't anyone say, if you go clean Riverview, make sure and don't leave your stuff in there, because if you do, you will get locked out. It's like all of my things were locked in there. My car was locked, my keys and my phone were locked in the house, and I was 25 miles away from home. Glad it wasn't a big ordeal. Well, it fucking is. And you maybe should have said something so that other people didn't get locked out, right? I don't know. That kind of stuff. Like, I'm tired of that. It's like, don't minimize the fact that I got, and I wouldn't have made a big ordeal about it, except for that pissed me off so bad. It's like, God, it wasn't a big ordeal. Well, no, but had you said something, it would have been less of an ordeal for me, because I wouldn't have fucking locked myself out today, dumbass. No, I was pissed. So anyway, my response to that was, I said, well, my keys were locked in the house. My car was locked. I had no phone. I would have had to walk somewhere. I would have had to call a locksmith to get me into my car to make a key, because I lost my spare key not too long ago. Not to mention, the only person whose number I know by heart is my son's, and he's working right now. And they're super busy and shorthanded. So I would have had been in a really bad spot. Again, I'm grateful for my higher powers. It's like, yeah, it does it there. I'm glad it wasn't a big deal for you. The exact same thing happened to me one day. Glad it wasn't a big ordeal. Yeah? Well, who'd you call? Somebody came and fucking saved your ass. And did you have to have the clean done in 6 hours? Because I don't know. That's the kind of thing. Like, I don't want to be mad, But I'm tired of that, right? It's like there's no thought out. Like when that happened, my first thought was I'm going to go and text people so that they know this happens, right? So that it doesn't happen to someone else. Whereas their thought was not that at all. And that's what I'm exhausted with. And then when I say something about it, I'm bad for making an ordeal about it. Well, I wouldn't have made an ordeal about it except for you just fucking pissed me off, you know? Because you, I don't know. Ugh. Had you said something, I wouldn't have locked my phone. And thankfully, I was able to get in. Thankfully, the windows were unlocked, and I was able to get in. Again, I was grateful for that. That's what I said. But then I get these smart ass fucking comments back, and it's like, fuck you. I think that's rude and disrespectful. You were not in my position, and maybe she didn't mean it that way, but it sounds that way to me. It sounds snarky to me, but maybe I'm reading things wrong, although I don't think I am. So who knows? It doesn't matter. Now I'm getting mad over something I shouldn't. It's because I forgot about it. Then I started talking about it. And I get rabid. I'm either one or the other. Either fucking crazy or fucking crazy. I don't know. It just bothers me that nobody thought to say, oh, by the way, you know, if you go in this place that's 25 miles. Because, I mean, both of those people, I don't know. Well, no, the same thing happened to me. Well, if you locked everything, how'd you get in then, Miss Ronnie? I should have asked that. Really? How'd you get in? Just curious. Although the screens are bent, so clearly it's happened. I think it's happened to people that rented. I just fucking popped the screen and climbed in. I'm like, great, glad I left this window open. Anyway, I almost shut it though. I'm so grateful that I did not do that. And then it's funny because I got a block away and I was like, oh my gosh, you need to go back there. You need to go back and check the windows. And I'm like, no, I'm sure I checked all the windows. I'm like, you need to go back there. I went back there. My coffee cup was there because I've left my coffee cup at those houses and had to go back and get it. One time I thought I left footprints in the tub. So I drove like 10 miles back one direction to make sure there were no footprints in the tub. There weren't. I don't trust myself. It's unfortunate. I'm learning better to trust myself. Anyway, oh, especially after today, like my instincts, my higher powers, excuse me, instincts. Although I have decided, I might have said this earlier. If I did, it didn't get recorded because there was no sound. I believe now that this is my belief. I think that there are all the gods, all of them. They are all up there, wherever they are, whatever they do up there in that space that they are. And they're looking at us going, why are you arguing over us? We are fine with each other. It's not about us, it's about you. So my belief is I'm accepting of them all, right? I don't accept all of them. I just accept all of them, right? But not all of them, right? Because there are a lot of things about this one I don't accept, and this one I don't, but I accept them all. But there's not everything about them I accept, right? Just like people, I try to be that way with people. I've dated since I've been dating again in the past year. It's been a year. I've dated three guys. I know. I'm like, okay, that's kind of bad. But anyway, but they were all from the spectrum of, well, two of them were similar because the area, that's what you get here, but they were still different. They were from the spectrum of people that I didn't date a particular kind. I dated an African American guitar player, a Trump dude, and a convicted felon. So it was who we didn't talk about politics. So we didn't talk about much. He had a big dog. That was it. But anyway, but I've been pretty open minded. I think in my dating of who I've been dating. So anyway, but there's this guy I met on Match, and he's being kind of he's just it's gross what he's done. So I'm gonna do my letter again. I like this song too. Any music though. What time is it? Almost 11. I don't know. thought it wasn't a big ordeal. What got me is nobody said anything. It's like I wouldn't have even probably been as upset if it wasn't for the fact that three people are like, oh yeah, that happened to me. Did you think to fucking tell anybody so that we would know? Or like, does everybody think that they're just that stupid? Well, I guess, I mean, I didn't care if it's just me that stupid, right? Just in case somebody else like is having a day where they're not think. I mean, it's not even anything. I set my phone and stuff down on the counter and went outside. It's and the I mean the I don't know. I guess I don't usually close the door because I've been there once before and it didn't happen that I remember. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Okay, doesn't matter. I don't know. I just think that you should communicate things like that because it's like they're always like, "Hey team, don't do this. Hey team, don't do that." So we're a team when you're berating us, but we're not a team when it comes to saying don't lock all your shit in this house 25 miles from where you live when you have no one to call. I mean, I don't know their phone numbers. I would have had to go somewhere, find a phone, try to find the company that I work for, and hope that that company, because my son, I don't have a spare key. I mean, so my son, and it wouldn't have mattered because, I mean, what would I can't even think of what I would have done. It didn't happen, so I probably shouldn't be thinking this, but I'm trying to figure out. I would have panicked first off. I would have been mad, and I probably would have sat down and cried and said, fuck it, I give up. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I know I would have. I know I would have. I would have sat on that front porch listening to my music and just fucking bawled. I know it. Because that I couldn't call Ryland to come and help me. How would he help me? They would have had to, like, I don't even know how I could have called him and told him to look up the company I work for and or try to find UPS's phone number. There's just no way. I can't even. There would have been no way. I would have cried. I would have just sat there crying. Like, I'm done with this job. I don't know what I'm gonna do now, but because there's no key for my car, I would have. I don't know what I would have done. Thank God, right? I know. See, they're all like, "Oh, I'm glad it wasn't a big ordeal." Really? Because for me, it would have been a big fucking deal. I would have. No, there's nobody I could call. I could call my son, but there would have been nothing he could do. It's so funny. I mean, I guess you could look up the name of the company I work for and give me their number, and then I could walk somewhere and I could call them and see if they could reach out to the woman that I work for because all my information for these people was locked in my car and in the house. So I love that she says it wasn't a big ordeal. I think that's fucking hilarious. It's like, dude, really? Well, I'm glad it wasn't for you. I wonder what she did. I should have said, really? What'd you do? Because I would have been stuck. Oh well. Okay, I should know. I want to text out there and go, so fill me in on what you did in that situation. Because if I ever get there again, I need to know. Because I would have sat on the porch and cried. That's so funny. I literally would have been in a bad spot. That was a back to back, so it needed to be clean in 6 hours. And I was only locked out. I wasn't even locked out very long at all. Because as soon as I realized it was locked, I was like, "Oh shit! Thank God the window's open." Because I remembered that I didn't shut the window, and it was easy. I climbed around. It was easy. You could tell it had already been popped out before. So there was a chair right there. It was easy to climb in. It took me less than 2 minutes to get back in. So it wasn't a big ordeal. But the big ordeal is that you need to let people know that that could be a potential problem. Be careful. Especially if it's happened to other people. And really, when it happened, I knew that it had happened to somebody just a couple weeks before, and that's what I was pissed about. Was the fact that it just happened to somebody and they didn't fucking say a word. I knew it was in Reedsport, but I didn't know which house it was, and I didn't know how. Nobody said how it. Like, I found out he got locked out from his fiance. Nobody said on our group chat that this could happen at this, right? I mean, I'm like, why would you not communicate something like that? That is where I have a problem. And I think I'm fair in that. I do. I don't think I'm being bitchy about that at all. I think that's a fair thing to ask is something like that. If there's a potential for you to get stuck like that, people fucking need to communicate that. And clearly there's a potential because it's happened more than once. But that's just me. I'm a bitch. Just ask anybody. They'll tell you, or I'm a complainer. I expect too much from people. That's my problem. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to. I love it. Glad it wasn't bigger a deal. Glad it wasn't for you. I would have been fucked. That's what I should have said. My pro plan. Anyway, okay. Letter to William. Okay, breathe. So, William, I will start by saying in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it's not my place to judge another. Excuse me, I keep doing this. I will say how. I will say, however. Okay, I need to go to bed. Okay. So, William, I will start by saying in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it is not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you are correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be false. We are what we are, and we are all amusing in one way or another, but those are things I find to be, well, boring. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves, others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, i.e., Samantha, her complete name is Samantha Sophia Bardot. Hello. I'm gonna start again. This happens every time I say that name. It's bad, 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 bad. That's so funny. Okay. Stop. Okay. Breathe. I'm getting tired. Okay. You asked me. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ, how many fucking doors do they have to shut, for God's sakes? Okay, let's see. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, i.e., Samantha, her complete name is Samantha Sophia Bordeaux. You check out, and well, then crickets. You should know she is a part of my fantasies. Just a small part. Ooh. Just a small part. Maybe. I'd be. I don't know. This guy's all, I'm on a spiritual journey. Okay. The spiritual journey, in my viewpoint. Let's Google what a spiritual journey is, because I don't think it's selfish. I just don't. I'm not even going to apologize for that. Let's see. I mean, I don't. Definition. There we go. I don't know. The capacity for love and generosity. A person becomes less constrained by ego. Yeah. Okay, well, that's what I thought too. Involves first healing and affirming the ego so that positive states are experienced with I'm gonna hello. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of this letter just because I want to. Where did I get this from? Royal College of Control V. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Let's see, hold on. You know what I'll do. Look, I want to do that to all of it, please. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Turn me back. Go back. There we go. No, darn it. Okay, wait. There we go. I'm just gonna go like this. There we go. There we go. Okay. Then I need to get where I got this from. Copy. Can I open? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, shoot. I lost where I got it. No, hold on. Damn it. Um, there we go. There we go. Okay, it's right here. Shh. No. It keeps opening it. I don't want to open it. Stop. I just want to do this. Okay, I'll just do this. Copy. I'm going to put this at the very tail end just for kicks and giggles. And I'm going to paste it without formatting. No. Oh, shoot. Look what I did. Delete. Get rid of them. Get rid of that. Go back here. Delete. I don't remember exactly the way I'm supposed to do this for in a paper. I can't remember. Shoot. Oh well, whatever. Jesus Christ, they're slamming doors a lot. They really are. It's annoying. It's like, I've got fucking dogs. Just so disrespectful. It doesn't matter. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I don't need to sit here and do this. Okay. All right. I just wanted to look what spiritual journey was because, in my viewpoint, spiritual journey involves first healing and affirming the ego so that positive states are experienced with secure self esteem, belief in self worth, and capacity to live generously. A person becomes less constrained by ego defenses. And opening, I mean, dude, that's nothing. But he's none of that that he has shown me, right? Like, none of that is what he has shown me at all. I don't know which, whatever. There we go. I don't know if that's right. I can't remember. I feel like that might not need to be, I think that needs to be bolded. Whatever. I don't remember how to write a paper. It's been a long time. Okay, which is not what I'm trying to do. Okay. All right. I'm going to read this again. So, William, I will start by saying in no way. Okay. So, William, I will start by saying in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it is not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you are correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising, with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be false. We are what we are, and we are all amazing in one way or another. But those are things I find to be, well, boring. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves, others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, i.e., Samantha, her complete name is Samantha Sophia Bordeaux, you checked out, and well, then crickets. You should know she is just a small part of my fantasies. From what I got, yours consists of watching me masturbate. Not that that would not be fun, but totally unoriginal in my view. Just saying. And what was it? Oh, yeah, and this is Brush. Sucking on my clit while jamming your finger into me. Garish. And I can get free porn too. I'll be the. There's a story behind that. He said that to me. He wanted one of my pictures. I think I showed the picture, right, that I sent to him, and he said something about it. And he's like, "Well, if I would just wanted your pictures, I could get free porn." I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, you said to me that you were having difficulties finding a date. I think starting the first few interactions with, "I'm on a spiritual journey." Ooh, this is what I need to do, right there, and I need to go like that because I got that. We go. I'm on a spiritual journey, but would like you for sex when it's convenient for me. Blowing one off and then drunk messaging might be a bad way to start things off. Just a thought. The things you have said you are seeking, I have heard from many, just under a different title. Again, very unoriginal. I'm looking for a friend. I too miss sex. I enjoy it, and as I said, I believe we, as humans, need it for balance. I'm adventurous. I believe myself to be very sensual, but I am not looking to be just a fuck. The person who will be with me will be worthy of all I have to offer. There are no exceptions, period. Again, I do not think that is you. No matter how much I would love to find my spiritual partner, I am fairly sure I am not in that place at the moment. I thought you may fit with what I need as well as me working for you. I thought we may learn from each other on our paths, but in reflection, I do not think you have much to offer me. Ooh, baby. I think that's good. Okay, I need to. I'm looking for a friend. I too miss sex. I enjoy it. And as I said, I believe we as humans need it for balance. I'm adventurous, but I'm not looking to be just a fuck. The person who will be with me will be worthy. Will be a friend. There we go. I'm I am I'm adventurous. I'm still streaming. I am. I think. I'm frozen. God damn it. Always. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Nope. I'm not frozen, right? Okay. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna read this one more time. Okay. So, William, I will start by saying in no way is this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it is not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you are correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be fault. We are what we are, and we are all amazing in one way or another. But those are things I find to be, well, boring. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, there we go. That's what I need to put it on mine, not his. I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves, others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me my fantasies, and the moment I mentioned other selves, Samantha, her complete name is Samantha Sophia Borto, you check out and well, then crickets. You should know she is just a small part of my fantasies. From what I gather, yours gather. From what I gather, yours consists of watching me masturbate. Not that that would not be fun, but totally unoriginal in my view. Just saying. And what was it? Oh yeah, sucking on my clit while jamming your fingers into me, garish. And I can get porn for free too. Anyway, you said to me that you were having difficulties finding a date. I think starting the first few interactions with, I am on a spiritual journey but would like you for sex when it's convenient for me. Blowing one off and then drunk messaging might be a bad way to start things off. Just a thought. The things you have said you are seeking, I have heard from many, just under a different title. Again, very unoriginal. I am looking for a friend. I too miss sex. I enjoy it. And as I said, I believe we as humans need it for balance. I'm adventurous. I believe myself to be very sensual, but I'm not looking to be just a fuck. The person who will be with me will be a friend and worthy of all I have to offer. There are no exceptions, period. Again, I do not think that is you. No matter how much I would love to find my spiritual partner, I am fair. See, I need to do. Uh, Let me see. Let me do this. Okay. Okay, this needs to go here. Control V. There we go. Okay. All right. No matter how much I would love to find my look at that. I remember how to do all this editing, kinda. I like writing. I do like writing. Okay. No matter how much I would love to find my spiritual partner, I am fairly sure I am not in that place at the moment. I am looking for a friend. I too miss sex. I enjoy it. And as I said, I believe we as humans need it for balance. I'm adventurous. I believe myself to be very sensual, but I am not looking to be just a fuck. The person who would be with me will be a friend and worthy of all I have to offer. There are no exceptions, period. Again, I do not think that is you. I thought you may fit what I need, as well as me working for you. I thought we may learn from each other on our paths, but in reflection, I do not think you have much to offer me. Ooh, I like this. Should I send it or should I wait? I want to send it really bad, but I think I should wait. I just don't want to. I don't think. Well, he might block me, so maybe. Ooh, hold on. Maybe I should just send it. Fuck it and get it done. Because if people, oh no, I think it's still his phone number. Let's see if I put his phone number on my phone. Although that's not something you really send in text now, is it? I did over it a lot. I don't think I'm gonna. Um, I think I'm just gonna send it. Fuck it. I do have his number on my phone, but I'm gonna send it. Um, do you write it? All right, I'm sending this. I need to shut down too. I'm tired, so I'm gonna quit streaming. But I'm gonna send this to this person because fucking, it's just not even worth it. And I've written it, so chat's active. Besides, I don't want to get it to him before he fucking. I don't know if he would. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Okay, I'm gonna read it one more time. So, William, I will start by saying, in no way was this meant to be cruel. I have many unique qualities of my own, so it's not my place to judge another. I will say, however, you were correct in that I would likely find you boring. From our brief interactions, I find you to be unimaginative, unsurprising with no sense of humor, and somewhat egocentric. I believe none of those things to be false. We are all what we are, and we are all amazing one way or another. But those are things I find to be, well, boring. We are what we are. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I understand you are on your spiritual journey. I find that to be amazing in and of itself. In my search for self, or in other words, my spiritual journey, I am looking to find balance in those who are not afraid to think outside of themselves, others who yearn to try new things and are accepting. I do not think that is you. You asked me I'm not going to read that part again. Okay. Anyway, you said to me that you were having difficulties finding a date. I think starting the first few interactions with I am on a spiritual journey but would like you for sex, maybe. I hope I just get flagged. That's what he said to me though. Anyway, you said to me that you were having difficulties finding a date. I think starting the first few interactions with them on a spiritual journey, but I would like you for sex when it's convenient for me. Then blowing, then blowing, then blowing went off, and then junk messaging might be a bad way to start things off. Just a thought. The things you have said you are seeking, I have heard from many, just under a different title. Again, very unoriginal. No matter how much I would love to find my spiritual partner, I am fairly sure I am not in that place at the moment. I'm looking for a friend. I too miss sex. I enjoy it. As I said, I believe we as humans need it for balance. I'm adventurous. I believe myself to be very sensual, but I'm not looking for just a fuck. The person Yeah, I'm leaving it like that. The person who will be with me will be a friend and worthy of all I have to offer. There are no exceptions, period. Again, I do not think that is you. I thought you may fit with what I need, as well as me working for you. I thought we may learn from each other on our paths, but in reflection, I do not think you have much to offer me. Yeah, baby. I'm sending it. Send. Bye. I can't block him, because if I do, then he won't get it. So I have to leave it open and hope he reads it. If not, I'll send it to him via text because he needs to hear it. So, all right, bye. I'm tired. Going to bed. Bye. Maybe I'll start doing this again. I'm so glad my fucking mind just.